Hey, everybody. Welcome to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 58. Joined to you with your hosts, Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford. Just a quick update on the podcast. We're on Spreaker, YouTube. We do the audio and video. A lot of our listeners love the video on the YouTube. We suggest you go watch them. They're fun. And you can see the faces of our guests and how we interact. And it's a lot of fun watching it. So please go to YouTube, subscribe, so we can blow this up, and also share it, retweet it, like it, do whatever you can to help us out. We don't really ask for much, but just to get it to as many people as we can. That's the purpose of this show, is just to get the best information out. So we need your guys' help too, help us out, retweet, like, and, we obviously appreciate all the support that we get from everybody out there. And then on the store, we're talking about getting another store going. We've had some guys talk about hats and shirts and stuff like that. So we're in the process of getting another store made. We're trying to get it hopefully before Father's Day. Maybe we can get a Father's Day shirt out there. And we're also thinking about maybe, having part of the store sales go towards some COVID-19 food stuff. So we're still in the process of talking about that. Maybe having some go towards helping out with the food bank or something like that. So just keep a watch out for the store. And yeah, we got 58 today with two big leaguers that we've had on the show. They're coming back on. We got Marcus Walden and Jordan Luplow. We're going to get them on together. They've never met before. And I don't think they've ever faced each other before too. So this is going to be a fun one. We're just going to kind of shoot the shit and see what they're doing during this time and getting prepared for
with the news. With the news of baseball coming back potentially,
yeah,
it kind of worked out good to see what they have going on and where they're at mentally with the situation and going back. And I saw that there's some issues with the Players Association possibly. So I don't want to jump the gun and say they're going to be playing in July, but it looks like it. We'll have to talk to them and see what's going on. But yeah,
and hopefully they can talk about it. We don't know what their
I don't know what they can say or want to say. Yeah, put themselves out there too far. But yeah, and then also Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Yeah, definitely. The more we can share it, that'd be great. Yesterday, I had a pretty good conversation with a coach, a college coach, that we were talking about it last night and kind of some more this morning. And one of the topics he brought up and that we haven't talked about, we've talked about kids getting recruited and the process. And he mentioned some things, and I was thinking as coaches at the high school level, we probably don't spend enough time talking about handling certain situations, but it was brought up that some kids that get recruited, once they make their decision on where they're going to go, they don't follow up with maybe another coach at another school that maybe is waiting to hear back, or they send a text out, or the player never responds. And, he told me a story of a player that texted, "Hey, coach, I'm not going to be going there this fall. I'm not going to be playing baseball this year. I appreciate the opportunity, you reaching out, and the recruitment and interest in me playing at your school. All the best." And he said this was like 3 or 4 years ago, and that today, till this very day, it sticks with him, because he said if that kid ever went somewhere and decided he wasn't going to stay, he was going to transfer out, that just the way he reached out kept the door open for him at this specific school. And I was thinking about, like, man, we don't talk to our players enough about that. And you going through the process, do you remember any situations like that? Maybe not reaching out. I mean, I know you, and I know how your family is. I'm sure you didn't not reach out, but do you remember any instances like that?
No, I didn't have. I was going to City out of high school, so I didn't really. That was just my option. And then when I was getting recruited out of Fresno City, I actually didn't do so well in our sophomore showcase, and a lot of people kind of backed off of me except for Oral Roberts. And Oral Roberts offered me a visit. That was the only visit I got offered, and I took it. And I took the scholarship. And then the only time it ever came into I might have to call Roberts and say no, when I got drafted the following year and the draft followed by the Mariners. If I would have taken that, then I probably would have had to obviously make a phone call. I'm not going to text a coach and tell him, hey, I'm going in the draft. It's kind of like when we had Fonts on, his dad said, you're going to have to make this phone call and man up and call the coach at Cal and tell him you're not, things didn't work out. So, but yeah, I think that is something that we as high school coaches don't really think about. But now with all the social media, you have a guy that's even junior college, Division I, wherever you're going, Division II, Division III, you might be being recruited by 3 or 4 schools. And then you go on social media and say, I'm blessed to continue my career at so-and-so. Well, now you have the other schools that are recruiting you. They see that without, knowing what's going on. It's out of respect. Before you even post something, you should probably text or call. I would recommend call, just so they could hear your voice and how sincere you are. And plus, like you said, leaving the door open to, if it didn't work out, to go back to that school or whatnot, to call and just say, hey, coach, I appreciate you recruiting me and you wanted me to go to your school, but I'm choosing to go so-and-so. That's all you have to say, and that's going to be huge, with the recruiting coach or the head coach, whoever it might be. It's something we don't think about.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about hurting feelings. Those guys probably hear more no's than they do yeses. So they're not, I don't know if that plays in a kid's head, why he doesn't call. But, I can tell you we've never really sat down and talked to our players being recruited and had that conversation. Hey, man, cool, you're going to go to, Fresno City, let COS know before you say anything publicly, hey, coach, Coach Allen, thank you for your interest in recruiting me and coming out to the games. And I appreciate the look and, but I'll be playing at, Fresno City next year. And also I think that reflects the coaches, a little better too. How many kids, you have a bunch of kids not reaching out to their coaches or these recruiting guys. And, they may not, those kids are just kind of rude over there, man. I'm not going to go to Madera's games and watch them play. Those kids, they don't respond. They don't, it's almost like you said, it's a little bit of a lack of respect thing.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think the parents should have a say in that as well, though. It shouldn't just be – no, and I'm not saying the coaches shouldn't. That's something we should be advising our kids wherever they're going, is if they're getting recruited and whatnot, and if they make a decision, yes, we should have that effect on them, like, hey, you need to let everybody know what's going on. But I think the parents should do that as well. I know if it's my kid and when it comes that time, if I'm ever lucky enough to have that, I'm going to make sure he does things the right way. And wherever you choose, I mean, that's on you. You're going to choose it, but you're going to let the people know that want you, because there might be more people that want you. Let them know, thank you. All it is a thank you for the opportunity, and like you said, coaches probably hear no all the time. And that's why they recruit as many as they can to try to get there, because they know they're not going to get everybody. So it's just the courtesy and just about being, a man and stepping up and owning your decision pretty much.
Yeah. I think it goes a long way. And to coaches out there, the high school coaches that listen, myself included, and I talked to Coach Underwood about it. We could do a better job of having those conversations. And, I know going forward, we will. And I thought that was something great to bring up. That's because we hadn't talked about it.
Yeah.
And, to get this far into the podcast and not have some of that stuff in there, I thought it was something good to bring up. So, going forward, I think it's a good, it shows well in your program. And even if you have a parent meeting, bring it up. Just spend 2 minutes saying, hey, throughout the year, you're going to have colleges come out and watching specific kids. And when you talk to those coaches, if you have a decision made, hey, let them know there on the spot. Hey, coach, I appreciate you coming out here and but I'm going to be going to Fresno State, and they probably already know that, I'm sure. But, I think there's a good way to handle that stuff. And, again, you're talking about character, and all these coaches that we've talked to love, high character kids. So, I think that's something that, again, would go a long way if coaches start maybe spending a little more time getting into that stuff. Well, we're going to reach out to Jordan Luplow and Marcus Walden and try to get them set up here. So we'll be right back with more of the HIT.OR.DIE podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 58. We are joined with Red Sox pitcher Marcus Walden. Jordan Luplow will be on a little bit later. He had his agility training issue, so he's getting his work in. But Marcus is in Florida, so he's done with all his workouts today. It's 6 o'clock back there. Marcus, thanks for.
Not a problem, guys. Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, that's been a lot of news, man. And like you were just saying with negotiating, it looks like, the owners proposed a resolution to get the season back. And I guess some of they're saying that the Players Association is going to have some pushback and some negotiating. Are you ready to go? Are you itching just to get back out there?
I'm ready to go, man. I've been throwing bullpens. I took about 3 weeks off once we shut it down. So I didn't throw pins from about March 15th to April 7th, but I've been throwing bullpens since then. I actually just threw a bullpen earlier today. I threw probably about 45, 55 pitches, 2 different ups, and, a lot of fastballs, just working on fastball command. But, getting ready to go is where we're at right now. And I think a lot of guys are itching to get back on that field.
How do you feel about, all the concerns with the health part of it? Are you
personally not too concerned about the health side of it. I think but I understand where we're at with it. We got some guys that obviously, for me personally, I'm not too worried about it. I'm 31. I understand. There were some health situations earlier that I think we saw what is going on in the country with this COVID-19 and the pandemic and stuff. But I'm ready to get back to work, man. I think it's time to go. There he is.
You're an animal, bro.
Hey, don't get in an accident, dude. We don't want to be in trouble. You get in an accident on the way home.
Oh, we're good.
We were just talking with Marcus about, the season possibly getting back underway in July. And just health-wise, obviously there's going to be some negotiating. But are you concerned at all just with the virus itself, getting back after it and traveling and getting to ballparks and stuff like that?
Yeah, it could be an issue. You got to worry about like the pilots, the bus drivers that are driving you, the hotel staff, like just the littlest things that you got to kind of be aware of. It could have an impact on us. And, I'm in a little different spot than other people. Like I don't have a family. I don't have kids, I'm just out on my own kind of. So, it's a little different for me, but you got to think about that side of it too. Those guys going back to their families and, taking care of them.
I just can't imagine they would put you guys at risk if they really felt like the risk was that big. If it was that important to stop playing games or to stop the season back when they did, it would be just important for the same rules to apply to start things back up, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I don't know.
Is there, the other thing they were talking about, and I don't know, you guys might know better than me, as Mark Teixeira was on this morning talking about, the revenue splits, and the players are talking about this is a salary cap kind of deal, and Mark Teixeira saying he would rather play for pennies on the dollar, give some people some baseball over the full season. And it got mentioned about service time. Now, is this going to be, if they don't pass this and you guys don't play, do you lose the year of service time?
We get it all.
You get it all.
Get exactly what we had last year. So both me and Luke would both get a full year.
So that's the most important thing
in the long run.
But it look at you're talking about age difference now. Yeah. I'm 31 years old. I got a year and a quarter in the show. Luke's, how old are you, Luke? 26? 27?
26. Yeah.
26, 27 with 2 years, 2 plus.
Almost 2, yeah. I'm in like
right?
the
So
Super 2 fringe.
see, that's where your year of service is going to make you more than what you're losing this year next year. As in with other guys, and this isn't just everybody, but with other guys, say if I lose half my salary, I'm not going to make half my salary back next year, even with that year of service. Now, maybe if I'm 34 and I sign a deal like Rich Hill, but that's where everybody's in different situations. Like Mookie Betts only wants his, not only wants his, he wants to play baseball, obviously, but his $25 million isn't as important to him as the year of service. And so that's where I think it's, I don't know. I think everybody has different, everybody's in their own situation. But I understand. I do like getting that service. That service is huge. That's a lot of, as you get older, you're going to be a lot happier with that. I think that was the one thing that baseball did really well was negotiating that, making sure we do get our service and keeping guys on arbitration eligible and free agent on their timeline.
Yeah, and it goes to pension too, like
Correct.
You get another year of pension, and that's like that much more money you get. So, I mean, that's huge too.
Correct.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, again, it's going to come down to, taking care of you guys, it looks like. And I think Marcus, I think you're right. There's going to be a handful of negotiating, going back and forth. Who knows when we'll get started, but I love that they want to get going. I love that you guys are itching to get going too. Hey, how was the spring going before all this happened?
I mean, for me personally, it was rocking and rolling. I didn't throw in my first game until March 1, but I was already thrown in, I think I threw in 6 or 7 games in those 14 days. So it's like, once we started going, we were going quite a bit. So I think I actually threw in 7 innings, I believe, in those 14 days before we got shut down.
Loop, how
I was rolling, baby. Rolling. I was starting to feel good too. I was drawing walks, good at bats, just seeing the ball a lot better than the first week and a half. And I was like, all right, this is, I'm back in the little swing of things. And then they said, nope, we'll see you.
So what?
And you're fighting to be an everyday guy this year.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I put myself in a really good spot. And, I mean, they did sign some guys, but I told them in the meeting, I'm like, I don't care who you sign. Regardless, there's always going to be guys coming after you. So I'm not really fighting against them. I'm just fighting myself, just trying to get that, everyday mentality, that mindset, that, that goal, just hitting your own personal goals rather than, worrying about how many outfielders they signed or whatever. But yeah, dude, I was in the mix.
Yeah, that's tough, man. They were saying early July, so you're talking a month and a half. Is that enough time for you guys to even get ready? Facing live hitters and then facing pitchers.
I mean, if they're giving us a heads up now, hey, we could be going in July, short spring training. It's mainly for the pitchers. The hitters, you need a couple weeks every day seeing it live, and then you'll be fine. But the starting pitchers need to get their arms in shape for those longer games, so it's mainly for them.
And then I also saw something too, and again, I'd have to go back and double check it to be accurate, but I saw something about they've mentioned expanding the rosters too for the 82 games.
Cool.
How do you guys feel about that too? Now you're adding more guys, like you said. I guess it doesn't matter if that's your mindset. It doesn't matter who you sign or bring in or who gets called up. My job's to beat that guy anyway.
Correct. And I think a lot of it is going to be for, obviously, a lot of arms in the bullpen. I think you're going to see a lot of arms get used. I've heard a lot of rumbles from we were supposed to have 26-man rosters. I've heard we might go up to a 30-man roster with a big number of taxi squad guys that are available, just like a AA or AAA system. I mean, I think it's good, especially for those 0 to 3 guys, to get that half a year of service or a year of service while this is going on and being able to showcase what they have. Just like being in kind of like a late spring training for them to show what they can do at the big league level.
Yeah, I agree. Well, especially now that they would have limited the September guys, right? Did
yes.
they do that? So
yeah,
now
only to 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now those young guys are, you know, if we take up to 50 guys or whatever, you know, they get to be around the big league guys and see what it's like and get a feel for the clubhouse and, you know, how it goes. So.
I want to ask you, Marcus, with there's obviously now you have to face a minimum of 3 batters. How does that affect the bullpen now with, you know, we talked about in your episode before, you were slotted for certain hitters in a lineup and you were prepared for those hitters. Now what happens if you're slotted for like 1 hitter to 2 hitters, but you got to face somebody? Did you guys talk about that in meetings early on at all?
Yeah, we kind of did, but we didn't have any lefty specialists. We didn't have any righty specialists last year. So we were in a different realm. We had 2 lefties that came in and threw cheese and threw a full inning. So for us, it's really not that – it's not going to change a whole lot, in my opinion, for the American League game. Because if you come in with 2 outs and face a lefty as a left-handed pitcher and you get him out, you don't have to keep pitching. You're done. You know, you're going to bring in the righty to start the 8th inning kind of thing, as opposed to – so that's where I think you're going to see the changes is like pulling a starter with nobody out and a guy on first and second. It's hard to bring in a lefty specialist there. It's not going to work. So you're going to see some different pitching styles, I think, and guys, but I think it's going to change the game a lot in the National League whenever we get back to National League, American League baseball.
Yeah, and we were talking with Jake that they did throw out there, which I love the DH in both leagues if it ever happened. But they did throw with messing around with that because they were talking about combining the NL East and AL East together, the Central together, and the West together. Correct. So they threw out the DH thing as a possibility. And I think this would be a great time to do that if they did that, to see how much, like you said, the advantage of this three hitter rule, you know, could play in effect with now it helps out both being almost like an AL team.
Yeah, I mean, from the rumors that I've heard, that's what we're going with is like the West, Central, and East with a DH universal. But obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the next 10, 14 days of this negotiation.
Yeah, and also, you know, you guys are going with you started with a new manager this spring. How is that going? And then obviously you guys had to deal with some of the nonsense. But how is it going with the new manager?
Rags is awesome, dude. Ron Renicky is honestly one of the best guys on the bench that I got to hang out with. I'd get to go out there and talk shop. He reminds me a lot of my dad, kind of like that quiet guy that once you ask him a question, he's going to give you all the answers he has. But you got to go and dig it out of him a little bit. But he's a really good golfer. I play a lot of golf. So we'd go pretty much every series that we had an off day, we'd be playing golf together. We'd get about 6 or 8 guys together and go play. So it was I got to hang out with him off the field quite a bit more as well last in 19. So walking into this year, it was good feeling to have.
And then for both of you guys, so and I think with school being out and all these kids at home, everybody's working out from home. So maybe from the pitching side, Marcus, and then from the offensive side and even defensive side, Loop, can you guys give us some things these kids could do on their own? Some drills or just something, you know, there's a lot of kids doing stuff, which has been fun to see, but you know, some things from some big leaguers might help improve the game a little bit too for them.
Yeah. I mean, so I haven't done it a whole lot here during this like quarantine stuff because I was able to work out and lift weights, but I did a lot of towel drills and a lot of mirror work when I was on a cruise right before all this stuff happened in late November. So, I mean, which is wild that it all happened that way. But, I mean, I did a lot of towel drills, a lot of mirror work doing that. Since I've been home working out on my own, I mean, I honestly just do my arm care like nobody's business. I'll do it probably 4 days a week and just trying to keep my shoulders strong since we're not able to throw quite as much as we want, but still be able to have some good strength in that arm once we get going again.
I could just imagine you in your bathing suit in front of the mirror, maybe even getting a little flex, you know, with the pipe.
You know it, especially out here in Florida, man. It's the tannest I've ever been in my life. And I've been outside like the girls want to go and play, and I'm outside shirtless. It's 95. It's been 95 for 2 months now.
Yeah. And what about you, Luke?
Loop's got the good living down there.
Bro, I got the beach, man. They're finally letting us get out on there. A little paddleboard, but yeah, man, I've been crushing the agility, like just normal cone drills, you know, just trying to get a little more explosive, that first step quickness. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have like this guy's cage in his backyard. It's just kind of out on this little ranch, and I've just been doing tee work and flips. And you know, if you got like some buddies that need to throw bullpens, like I'll catch Joe Musgrove's bullpen sometimes, or just like stand in on him. It's not the funnest or most comfortable, you know, when he's throwing 95 you know, just seeing that action on the ball, seeing that speed. I mean, just finding other ways, I think, you know, riding your bike around or just doing anything like outdoors or athletic can help with, you know, baseball at this time. You don't have to just strictly do baseball stuff. Like you can find anything else to do, you know? Yeah,
no. So you kind of went into your tee drill or your tee work last time when we did your episode. Has anything changed or evolved? Or are you doing it? What's your tee routine?
It's pretty similar. I mean, just like little cues I have now that are a little different, but I actually filmed this thing with Homegrown Baseball. That's like I have Cody Bellinger, like Cole Tucker, a bunch of other guys are doing videos, and you can like pay X amount of dollars and see them, and it just goes through people's routines. So I think that's pretty cool to check out pretty soon. But like I've been into the ball in the back shoulder or the back elbow. I'm still into that. And like I came up with this thing of like feeling like I'm corkscrewing my feet into the ground once I land. It's like I feel like I corkscrew into the ground, so I can feel my like cleats plant and using that force. Yeah, those are kind of the two things that I focus on, really. I'm just trying to keep it super simple.
Still right center?
Yeah, dude. I mean, well, every time I like take BP, if my right center swing isn't on, like everything else is off. Like I can't hit any other pitch ever. Like unless I can take that out middle away pitch or away pitch to right center with authority, like nothing else seems to work for me. So I just like, once I find that stroke, every other stroke, like the middle in, inside, up, low and away, up and away, it all like plays into that middle away swing for me. So just like keeping that direction that way has been big for me.
So you guys have kind of really haven't stopped taking care of, you know, your crafts, your bodies since I mean, you're pros. You can't really, it's crazy, man. Just the grind that it takes to be where you're at. I think it's cool because kids can see like it never stops. You guys don't ever stop.
Oh man, you can't. Like that's just like there's so many people breathing down your neck. Like someone's coming for your job. Someone wants to like play in your position, you know, and it's like you got to keep that in mind at all times, regardless of how much money you're making or how comfortable you think you are or good you think you are, you know. So there's always room to keep going, and you got to keep pushing the envelope.
And especially like Marcus, you were talking about age is such a big difference. You know, you being man. 1 to 26, Luke might be able to make a couple mistakes, you know, but being 31, you got a 24, 25-year-old breathing down your neck. You can't 100%. Really make mistakes, you know. So, but I mean, either way, any kind of mistake could get you whatever, you know. But I do know the age factor, since it is a business after all, you know, that comes into play a lot.
Definitely, especially with some of the young guys. I mean, we got some guys, some good arms in our organization that are 22, 23 years old that if they want them to be their franchise pitcher at 26, they got to get them in the big leagues. And they got to get some big league reps. And that's kind of where I don't feel like you should ever feel comfortable in the big leagues. Obviously, you got to relax and be able to play the game. And I think I got to do that last year after I got sent down for the second time for that New York series. Once I came up, and I kind of had a good 3-week stint until I faced Cleveland, actually, on the rainy day in Boston, like always.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
miserable. Little rain delay.
Yeah.
You know, Lindor's out there grinding 18 pitch at bats off me. Like, come on, just hit it in the gap, dude. Let's go. Let's go, dude. I'm over it. Like, you know, so no, that was once I kind of had that, and I had a bad, not a bad outing, but I was a little erratic with the ball. Had 2 walks, gave up 2 hits, and it was okay. Nothing, the world didn't shut down like this pandemic. It was fine. It was okay. And then you got to go to the next game, and you knew that AC, for me, Corey was going to hand me the ball again in another pretty good situation. So that's what really helped me out, even after I had one bad scuffle, or my first scuffle in the big leagues this year, or last year in 19.
Well, I think with your, what it took for you to get to the big leagues too, like you see a younger kid, he's going to have to kill you to take your job. You know what I mean? You're not just going to hand it over. It's going to be, and not that anybody does, but you talk about grind. It took a while for you to get where you are. It's not going to be just taken from you.
Correct. Yeah, it took a couple of years, and I wouldn't change it for the world, honestly. And I like where I'm at. But definitely, I think the more you work, and at the end of the day, and I think Luke can probably say the same thing, I just want to wake up every day and grind and get a little better, and know that I put some time and some effort into myself, into my, the game and things like that, to know that when it is season time, I'm ready to go. Because that's where all the fun is. This is the hard part of working out and being by yourself and grinding when nobody's watching. When you're out there playing, or you're pitching, or you're hitting, or whatever in the game, that's the fun part of the whole grind.
I agree.
Now, you guys haven't faced each other.
No.
But if you did, Luplow, you'd be looking at his hot zone sheet, right?
Probably, or I'd just be like, you know what, it's a righty. Like, I probably see one of these every other week. So, let's just flip a coin and go for it, baby. Let's hope for the best, No, I'd probably do hot. I mean, I'd probably look at hot zone. I mean, also like how the game's going. What's the catcher been calling? How's the game been flowing? There's like little things within the game you can kind of pick up on. And I mean, I could be as prepared as possible, and he flips me over, 5 sliders in a row, and it's just like, how are you going to prepare for that? Like, you don't plan on sitting on 5 sliders or whatever.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, it could happen. It happens, dude. That's the thing. It happens. Like, you never know. That's why each at bat's just like, it's different, man. It keeps you coming back, and I love it, man.
You've been using any of Jeff Fry's hitting tips? Have you seen any of those?
No, who's that?
Jeff Fry is a former big leaguer. He's been calling out a lot of the guru guys that
He's been making fun of Teacher Man, the dude that helped Judge out.
That's
the snap cat.
Yeah, everyone's been getting on him lately, huh?
Yeah. It's been pretty funny to watch, actually.
Dude, like it's so hard. It's so hard to like talk to people about hitting, because everyone has their own philosophy and like thinks this is right. Like, what's right for me may not be right for you or someone else, So it's like they could call me an idiot, like, oh, why do you think swing down, or why do you think like lean back or whatever? Like, that's wrong. It's like, no, it's not, dude. It may be wrong for you, and not wrong for me. So that's what people don't like understand when they're looking at these videos on Instagram. It's like, you can't do all the Instagram video like drills. I tried that in 2018, and I just like look at my stats. Like, I hit 180 in AAA to start the year, and I was just like, I hated my life. Like, it sucked, just trying to find it. And you get in that Instagram or YouTube wormhole of looking at videos, and you don't know what the drill's being used for, or like why they do it. And, it may not even go with your body. Like, I'm not as flexible as like Cody Bellinger. I can't like, swing my bat to my back heel. I'll like break my spine. I can't do that. Like, he can do it, so it's different for everybody.
I think the thing that those
Judge is 285 pounds at 6'8".
6'8", yeah.
Exactly.
I just with Fry, it started as like these guys are telling him he's wrong, and like, you got a 9-year big leaguer. Who are you to you? I mean, I would never do. I don't have the balls to do that. Who are you? I mean, Chad had one trying to call him out, and he never even played past high school. Like, well, you're going to tell somebody what to do when you've never done it yourself? You've never faced 95 in a professional game. I don't know. And he took offense to it, and now he's calling all these guys out, and he's bringing everybody with him. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, Euclid has jumped on Franson. I mean, all big leaguers. Preston Wilson. There's been so many big leaguers to jump on it. It's just funny to look at. So we didn't know if you guys saw it. I know, Marcus, you're not really a social media guy that much, but I know.
I listened to your I listened to the podcast. That's when I had to look up a couple videos of it, but that's about it.
Yeah, he's got some new ones now, and it's pretty funny, man. I just, again, to tell big leaguers, even on the pitching side, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there, and it's, I guess for young kids, it's just to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, Marcus, you don't throw like Verlander or, you know what I mean? It's like nobody has the same exact pitching style, you know?
No, I was watching Garrett Cole the other day in a video, and I'm like, I mean, how does he do this? Nobody, and you guys can, everybody here can go look at a video and say, does anybody teach the way Garrett Cole pulls his glove? And the answer will be no. But will anybody say Garrett Cole's not? Probably. I'm saying he's the best pitcher in the game right now. I mean, he's unbelievable. His stuff, his command, but nobody's going to teach somebody to pull their glove and just leave it down on his hip. And I was watching it, I'm like, how does he do it? And his body just works that way. Just like Lupe was saying, some guys are just different.
Yeah, plus you guys are putting in the reps. You know what I mean? Like, Lupe, you have your way of doing things. I can't just come in and do what you do. I haven't put the reps or the time in to do what you do. Just like, you know, the teacher man with Judge. Judge put in all those reps to get what he feels is most comfortable for him and so forth. And Marcus, with your pitching style, it's the same thing. You put in your reps and your time with your landing foot, your arm pull, you know, you did what's best for your body. And I think that's what people don't understand is they see all these hitting people out there teaching stuff, but they don't look at the amount of time and reps that kids put in to becoming that way or doing good things. And, you know, it takes a lot of work, you know, and like you guys said, you're grinding now and you guys are in the big leagues and you're grinding now probably more than all these high school and college kids are waiting for, you know, their next time to play baseball.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we probably have a little more resources just because, like, you know, we've been playing baseball all over the country and stuff. So I'm sure we got a little bit of, you know, more avenues we can take. But, yeah, dude, you just got to get out there and play. What's up?
You still have to do the work.
Have to.
You know, go ahead.
Like, there was this kid. I don't know who he is. It was some kid from Clovis High, maybe. His aunt is down here, and my girlfriend works with her and was like, hey, can you ask Jordan for this guy, the hitting guy's number that he hits with in San Diego? And so I give it to him or whatever. And this guy, something Gonzalez, or I don't know I think it was Gonzalez or something, told this kid not to go to another hitting guy. And I was thinking, like, all right, this kid's probably a freshman, probably a younger guy. Like, why is he limiting himself to one hitting guy? Like, this one hitting guy is like the all-know guru that's going to get this kid to the big leagues. Like, I don't think that's okay. And I think you can explore other avenues, like other coaches. You may not like anything they have to say. It may be like a waste of time. But if you go to someone and get one or two little bits of information that help you, like, it worked, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys should stick with
I agree.
100%.
I agree. I mean, all of us that played, imagine high school, junior college, Division I, wherever we went, pro ball, every minor league system you guys were in, big leagues, how many hitting coaches you guys have had, or pitching coaches, Marcus, in your whole entire career, that you don't always agree with everything they've said, but you might have pulled one thing from them, and that's helped you know, build your career and made you the type of player you are today. So I totally agree with, you know, there's not one hitting coach that's the end all be all, or one pitching coach that you can go to as many as you want, but also be able to, you know, pull from each one to make you the complete player you are.
100%. I think whoever, especially as a coach, they've got experience of some sort, right? And anybody that you are having I want to say like an open dialogue or like just talking like this. And if there's not something you learn from somebody after talking, then you were just closed-minded and you weren't even listening to what they had to say or any kind of, anything that they wanted to show you. Now you could take what they say and you go, man, this guy, I didn't like anything that he said. And maybe that's what you learned. You learned that I don't like opening my front hip into the bucket to try to pull one down the left field line. I didn't like it. It doesn't matter what this guy's throwing me. Whatever it is, you can be like, at least I learned I didn't like that. But you have to be able to learn from not every encounter, but every encounter you're working on your game, especially in the baseball side, that everybody has something to offer. If Luke told me, hey, one of his teammates or something about somebody that I knew I would use later in life, I'm taking it kind of thing. Or if it's, man, I really sinkers away, followed up by a cutter away, it's hard for my eyes to recognize it. Well, I'm taking that kind of thing. Or, and I think you just got to be able to take advice from people and apply it and see how that works in your own world, your own life, how you work kind of thing. Just like we were talking with we had 7 or 8 pitchers today, and we're just talking about setting up pitches and pitch sequencing. And this guy, he went to USC. He is now with the Cubs in lower A ball or whatever it is. He's like, man, I've never had anybody talk to me like that. Like, I've never had anybody say anything about setting up pitches. Like, how do I go from one pitch to the next? And I'm going, me neither until I was 25.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like the game is different as you keep getting older and older. It's the exact same game, just at a different scale, and that's where the mental side of the game is huge. Knowing what's going on and knowing on the pitching side how to set up pitches. How do you react to a pitch that I threw if I meant to throw it there or I didn't mean to throw it there? And that whole side of the game is what you can learn from over and over and over.
And I think you talked about that in your episode of all the minor league coaches. You mentioned about, I pulled something from everybody.
100%.
So
there's some that I pulled that he likes to talk too much or that, whatever it is, but I pulled something. There's something that he did for me in a positive manner. And I've had quite a few coaches as I've played quite a few years in here. So, but it's been nice.
Yeah, Luke, that's just ego, man, when you hear stuff like that,
Yeah.
I mean,
the
big league are willing to share.
You have something personally wrong if you're afraid of losing a hitter to a big league hitting coach, or, you know what I mean? Like, I would say if I'm your hitting coach here in Fresno and you're going to go down to San Diego to work with this guy, go and then come back and tell me what you worked on. So I'm asking, what did you like? Me being a hitting coach and what I do, because I am a hitting coach, and whatever I do, it's not my way. It's not Chad Rofford's way of hitting. No, it's pulled from where I was at City or Roberts. Pro ball I had one of my best hitting coaches in pro ball, and then coaches I've learned from in high school, even at high school hitting coaches or just places. And I think that's where, if you have an ego and you're actually scared to have your kids go somewhere else, then you have a problem as it is. You're not doing the right thing.
My first question would have been why? Why don't you want him to go anywhere?
Yeah.
Why? Give me an honest answer.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
then you're insecure with yourself.
Marcus, I mean, you guys have a facility. You run, and you do everything. And this is coming from a guy that has his own spot.
Yeah.
So what does
100%.
that say? What does that say?
So I won't name names, but I had a kid with me, right? And he went to one of the best top baseball pitching facilities in America. He's like, what do you think? I said, you go. I said, I'm not going to pay that kind of money just because I'm not going to do that. I said, I'd love to go. I said, what I want you to do is go up there, take notes. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, what we do that is similar, what we do that is different, and so on and so forth. Man, we would talk 2 or 3 times the month or 2 months that he was there, and just compare and contrast in the things we do that he likes, what he doesn't like, and things like that. And I mean, it kind of we added a couple things in the way that I do my routine personally, but also the way we give lessons and the way we teach kids.
But I mean, everybody wins at that point. Everybody wins.
What was that? Yeah, everybody wins. But like, Luke, your swing isn't the same swing you had in high school or even at Fresno State. I mean, your swing's evolved, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I always have a couple go-to guys. Like, I mean, Marsubian. Like, I'll text him all the time for stuff and just like, hey, what do you see? You know, he's been watching me for a while, but like, if you're afraid to talk to your hitting coach about and like ask questions or like, hey, you know, this guy was teaching this, like, what are your thoughts on it? And like, if he has the, like, going back to ego, like if he's like, nope, you can't do that. You have to do it this way. Like, you probably got the wrong guy. Like, you know, he should be open to, you know, letting you figure out like what you want to do. You know, I was talking to Jason Donald and I'm like, are you teaching his youngest son, I think is 4, major, and, or his oldest son, sorry. And I was like, are you giving him tips? He's like, no, dude, just let him free swing. I don't care if he helicopters or like bat flip. Like, just get the most natural swing you can have. Like, go. Like, I'm not going to tell him anything. Like, let him figure it out on your own. And I mean, when you get in a pro ball, that's half the battle, man, is trying to figure it out on your own and like taking little things you've learned from everybody and trying to piece it together in your own mind and put it out in the field. Yeah,
because sometimes too much, especially hitting. I wasn't a pitcher at the, you know, high level. I peaked in high school, but I know hitting wise, if I'm thinking too much in the box, I'm freaking screwed. You know what I mean? I know pitching wise, Marcus, if you're, you know, I know I want to throw a sinker, but should I throw a sinker or should I, you know what I mean? If you're overthinking, you're screwed.
You're out of there. If you're thinking about breathing in or breathing out, like I always say, you got no chance.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just comes down to almost the saying, keep it simple, stupid, you know, keep it, you know, as simple as possible. And, you know, just have fun. That's what these kids, these younger kids, they just need to learn just to have fun. Play baseball because you love to play baseball, and wait till you get to your guys' level where, okay, it's a business and, you know, that kind of, and then you got to really.
But you should still love the game of baseball.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And I mean, you have to, or else you're not really enjoying what you're doing. And I think especially for us, I mean, we're lucky to be where we're at, and we have to enjoy being able to go out there every day. We do.
Yeah. I kind of want to have a not so serious, maybe a little fun.
Yeah.
One question I had was Loop and Marcus, but Loop, what was your walkout song going to be this year? Did you have that all figured out?
Yeah, man, I was going to do, so I met the drummer from Pepper. Do you guys listen to like reggae?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Yasad, they came out with a song Carnival, and there was like this really cool drop on it. And I thought I was going to use that. And then, there's kind of another house song that I feel like it was like, if I roll up in the 8th inning or so, and like this song rolls on and like it hits, and because in Cleveland they play it so loud, like they blast the walkout. So like if you have one that has bass in it, it's like all the fans are just like throwing beer and just like it's wild. So when you get that going, like you got to have one of those songs in Cleveland that hits has a little bass and thump to it. So you get the crowd in it. But I mean, this year I'm not really going to work because there's not going to be a crowd. So.
Hey, how much do they play that song Cleveland Rocks during a game?
Probably at least once or twice.
Yeah, I'd say at least twice.
Yeah.
Marcus, you got one coming out of the pen?
I don't. We're not very, very good with our bullpen walkout songs, so I kind of just let them do whatever they want to do. Anybody that asked for one last year, 40% of the time I'd say it got played for like 4 seconds. But no, they
which is crazy.
Yeah, they got 2 different.
You guys have a long run. They could play a whole song.
Bro, they got announcements to do. They got commercials to run through. They got all sorts of stuff they got to do instead of give us a walkout song.
Yeah, but watching Mariano run out there to some Metallica, you get jacked, man. You got to get jacked up.
Fenway's different. Fenway is old. They like playing the organ. They like playing all. They don't, you know. Very few house songs getting played unless Matt Barnes is coming out of the bullpen.
What did you guys been into as far as I mean, you have to have been streaming some shows. what have you guys been into?
Man, I got 2 little girls. I've been watching Puppy Dog Pals and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I was watching the news for about the first 10 days of this whole pandemic, and I turned it off. And it's literally Disney Channel or Disney Plus, and that's
Bedtime.
it. There's not a whole lot.
Loop?
What about you, Luke?
I finished Money Heist. You guys,
I heard that was
watched
good.
I heard that's
It's a good
good.
one. It was a good one. Did you watch it with subtitles, or did you do the voiceover?
I haven't seen it yet. I just heard it was good.
Walden, did you see it or no?
Which one?
Money Heist?
No, I have. I looked at it. I haven't seen it. It'll probably be something I do during the season by myself, kind of thing.
Season Netflix and season video games. It's just
Oh, that's
a part of life.
Well, what do you recommend? With subtitles or without?
It just depends. I like the voiceover because I like seeing the picture. I want to see what's going on instead of having to look at the writing. But I mean, some people like it the other way. I got into Waco too. Waco is kind of crazy.
We started Waco. We haven't finished I think we got 2 or 3 episodes in.
Dude, that's weird. It's super weird, man.
I've heard it's weird, and I don't know. The only time we get to watch movies or something is at 10 to 11 at night, and I'm like, do I really want to watch something this weird before I go to bed? I'd rather just watch Sports Center and watch the reruns of 1990 baseball.
Yeah.
Get it out, Loop. Get it out, buddy. Your day is coming.
Hey, what about the MJ? I've been doing the MJ documentary.
Yeah.
The Last Dance.
That was the next thing I wanted to talk about. You guys been watching Last Dance?
Dude, he hypes me up. I want to run through a brick wall after I watch those things.
Did you hear? I don't know if you guys listened to much of the Bush League stuff, but we had a pretty good debate on MJ and LeBron. And not that Chad or I dislike LeBron, but I mean, I'm an MJ guy.
The best of all time.
Where are you guys at on this?
I know where Marcus is.
MJ.
Marcus owns almost every pair of Jordans, so
I got
He's a
a
collector.
couple pairs. I got 30.
what about you, Loop? Loop's in the younger. He's a little younger. Came up with LeBron.
I don't remember actually watching MJ in person or in on the TV. But watching this documentary, he does some things that are he just wins. You know what I mean? There's a difference between being a good player and winning, I think. And I think he was the best winner. He was the best when he put something on it. It didn't matter what sport it was. When he put something on it and he wanted it, he was going to win. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to be that good athletically and mentally strong to know it doesn't matter how I'm feeling, I'm going to win. And that dude did it for a long time.
What I love seeing.
Are you guys all caught up on it though?
No, I'm not, but you can go ahead.
No, I don't want to spoil it. That's all.
I love seeing where somebody says something or just a split thing or a reaction somebody has, and he's like, okay. And then the next game, he just goes at that one person and just humiliates them. And that's what I love, because that's almost like you in the batter's box have to get that mentality almost every time you face a pitcher, or Marcus, you with the hitter. And he just did that and was able to flip the switch. It was just crazy to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing I think kids nowadays are missing. They don't have that, they want to be friends with everyone on the field. It's you can be when you go play in the pool afterwards or whatever. Not now. This is I don't know why, for some reason, I hated everyone I played against. I didn't want them to do good at all. I wanted them to have their worst possible game when they played me. And I wanted it to be because of me or my team or whatever, kids these days, when they watch this, they might start to get it. This is how it should be. And this is how it's played. It's not oh man, good pitch for striking me out. No.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No clapping hands on a home run.
No.
Yeah.
It's that kill or be killed mentality. And it's like
100%.
everybody talks about the Mamba mentality with Kobe, and it's like this is where Kobe got it from. You know, playing with
100%.
Jordan. You know,
what trips me out was Jordan's last All-Star game was Kobe's first, and that was like, whoa, like that timing was crazy to watch them interact at that time.
I love that this. I think it was one of this last weekend, so I might be spoiling a little bit. But
go ahead.
They were playing a game, and I want to say it was one of his former teammates hit a game winner or something like that, and
told BJ Armstrong
told Jordan good game or something like that, and it ended up being a lie. He never even said anything. Just Jordan in his mind, just said, "Oh yeah, he punked me," and it never happened.
Oh, it was the rookie. It was
the rookie.
Smith.
Yeah,
Brad something Smith. Because he was the same year rookie and he like had a good game. And so MJ, sorry, I didn't even know why I said it. MJ put in his head that I do like LeBron though. I am a LeBron fan just because he is 03, but I do think MJ is the best of all time. But he just put in his head, like you said, Jake, he told me good game, so I'm gonna go out and
use it as like, oh, you're being a smart ass, you know, like you're punking me. And then he wouldn't put up that was Gary Payton, I think.
He put up the same points in the first half.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I don't know. You need to do that though. Not like it's not just in the game, in the weight room, and like, you know, I always try and have something like, oh man, I'll go through Twitter and this fan has this, like he said this, like boom, that's going on my mirror. Like I'm gonna tweet him a year later after I hit some homers, and I'm gonna tell him like to go shove it, you know. Just like because it's hard waking up every day and trying to go grind, you know. Like,
you guys do that as with your teammates? I mean, obviously I'm sure there's probably some ping pong tables or some pool or like how much you guys get after it in the clubhouse. Give us some insight, especially on like a rain day, you know, or you know what I mean, you're in there for hours and you know your game's getting shut down.
I used to do a home run derby BP with like, if I was off that day with the backup catcher, if we were both off, like we'd use all 4 rounds of our BP and we put like $100 on it or $50, and like whoever hit the most homers got it. Like that was it, you know. Just little competitions, you know, ping pong in the clubhouse, you know, buying dinner, or like, you know, old colleges. You do that. I did it with Shane Bieber. Like Fresno State was playing Santa Barbara in the regional and like beat them, and so he bought me dinner. But that cheap ass took me to happy hour sushi.
What about you, Marcus? Anything?
Oh yeah, I mean there's usually a ping pong table in the clubhouse, and
I peg you for cards. You a card guy?
I play a lot of cards. I've done some pretty decent damage in some cards. It's hard to get at the table on the plane. It's I think you'd call it reserved, a little higher echelon kind of dollar bills going on over there. But I did get to the table. What happened? Heath Hembry got put on the DL last year, and Rick Porcello needed a card partner, and got called up to the table, and it was firm. You know, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're playing more money than. I'm glad I got Rick on my team. He'll cover my bill if we lose. But he was so pumped up, we kept winning. So I mean, I kept getting invited for the next 3 weeks to the table. I was happy. It made those flights go by a lot faster.
Oh, man.
But yeah, rain delays, automatic card game for sure. That's usually why I suck after rain delays. I'm worried about what spades are getting played.
Hey, I was going to go back to the Jordan deal real quick. And Loop, you guys both, as a pitcher and a hitter, Francona said something about how, you know, people talk about how he hit 202. And he was saying, give him 1,500 at-bats and let's see what he would have done. He also drove in over 50 runs.
That's impressive. That's like
after 15 years off.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like at first, my buddy texted me. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know, Jordan hit 200 with, you know, 50." I was like, "Cool, man. Like whatever." But then like I thought about it. I was like, "That's like hard." He got thrown into the fire, like straight to AA, like no rookie ball, no like wood bat. Like those are some like guys throwing fuzz. Like they're throwing some BBs with some breaking stuff up there. You know, that's the level it starts getting pretty serious. And then he went to the fall league too, right? And he hit like 250 or something. Like did well. Yeah, man. I mean,
and 30.
I thought it was pretty impressive. I thought it was, yeah.
I mean, think about your bad year, Loop, in 18. I mean, you're out there grinding batting 180. I know I went 9 years without an at bat. That I don't want to hit. I want no part of that. I had one at bat last year, and I got told no less than 10 times, do not swing. You're not swinging. You're not swinging. You're leading off the inning, and you're pitching next inning. You can't swing. Okay. I mean, 4 heaters right down the middle, bro. I had no chance. Couldn't see them. I don't know how you guys hit. I mean, that's also 10 years off now.
Do you want 1AB just to have no?
I did. I punched out on 4
No,
in Arizona.
I mean, 1AB where it's
Where
like,
you
hey, Marcus, it's all or nothing right now.
You want to know what my claim to fame, I'm going to take it to my grave, is I hit BP at Fenway, and I hit a homer over the monster, and I'm done. I'm good. I'm good right now. I'll hit BP again, I'm sure, but I was getting ready for the Philly series, and, of course, I jammed up my thumb that same day. So I'm facing Philly, and then we go to Colorado right after, and I can't throw a sinker because my thumb's all jammed up. Like, I'm done with this. So I don't want no at-bats anymore. I might take BP, maybe.
Yeah.
Pitcher only.
It's not fun, man. Hey, did you sign the monster?
Yes, I've signed inside the
that?
monster, and then all the bullpen guys get to sign the bullpen. But inside the monster is sick.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
tiny, but it's cool.
Where did Manny go? Where did Manny Ramirez go?
Dude, okay, so the guy in there is like, I think he just gets drunk. Like, the guy in there just hangs out and just like tells stories.
All right, so yes. All right, so there's 2 people in the monster. All right, and when you walk in, it's a dirt ground. It's not like it's finished. Like, bro, this thing is 1880s, 1900s, whatever, bro. It's a whatever, and it might be 5 feet wide, like 5 feet front to back, and it goes all the way the full length of the monster. And there's autographs and sayings the whole way through. But like, there's nowhere to go. There's not a bathroom in there unless you know what I mean. Like, I don't know what he did unless he went in there to go talk shop with the scorekeeper.
I don't know what he did. Maybe he had some chew he had to go grab back there or something. I don't know. It's not big. It's just like you said, and there's pillars you got to like duck under.
Under them? Oh yeah. I don't duck too much, just a little bit. They're at about 5'9", so I just slide under them a little bit.
Hey, but that's Manny being Manny, man.
100, bro. When I walked in there, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, where did Manny go? And I look left and right, and I go, nowhere. He went nowhere.
Yeah. That guy can hit, huh?
Is he making a comeback?
Taiwan?
I heard.
He can hit the heater. Let's be honest. If you're throwing 90 and you throw it over the plate, Manny will still barrel it up. Yeah. Firm believer. But yeah, I mean, he's still hitting.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tyson. They're talking about him maybe making a comeback.
Did you see that? Did you guys see that, Dill? I told Chad I would do it. Would you? Somebody put out there. Would you fight Tyson for $10 million? Would you get knocked out? No. Basically, would you basically get knocked out by Tyson
now or 20 years ago in his heyday?
No, right now, with him and his.
Right now sounds more. I got a better chance now, at least.
Loop, did you see the video of him getting some work in?
Dude, if he pays my medical bill, then maybe.
$10 million ought to cover it.
And $10 million.
I said no. I couldn't.
You know, I'll square up for $10 million. I mean, it's not going to go well, but
it's not going to go well at all.
It's a one and done. You take that one shot, you hit the deck. Unless they put it, you got to make a round or something. I mean, then no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah.
It's just like people. A lot of people have that. Would you take in football a ball over the middle and get hit by a linebacker, or would you take an Aroldis Chapman, to the back? And I'm just like a baseball player. I'm taking an Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what,
yeah. I'm not getting.
Everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna take a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the back?" Yeah, I'm not gonna take a roided out middle linebacker hit me when I don't even see him. I mean, come on.
Stretched out. Nope.
I know Luplow's been hit by that, so you would definitely take a.
Probably that's not fun. It's not fun at all. But I mean, you'll live. You know, like you might not live if you get hit by a linebacker or a safety. Like you could die.
Yeah,
you'll live from a fastball in the back. Like you may have a broken rib or whatever, but you'll be all right.
What's the thought process? What is the mindset of like playing in empty stadiums? What is that like for? Like, can you guys fathom that?
I mean, I've played in a lot of empty stadiums, but I mean, let's be honest, dude. But it is what it is. 20 people in Rochester, New York is not a full stadium. It's 20 people.
The worst.
Florida State League. If you played in the Florida State League and 80% of the Cali leagues, you played in empty stadiums. And I was actually texting my buddy, William Cuevas, who's in Korea. And he goes, man, it's like spring training. He goes, you know, it's the same as playing a backfield minor league spring training game. And it's just quiet. And you hear everything, and it's kind of weird. But at the same time, the game is still it's the same game. It's not like, you know, it's not – people aren't as aggressive or anything like that. They said it's just weird being able to hear the other dugout.
What about you, Luplow? You talk about your walk-up song now. You know, you don't have all those fans going. Is it going to be like a little?
It's going to be crickets.
I'm telling them blast it anyways.
Well, maybe I should get like a opera song or something and kind of lull the pitcher to sleep a little bit. I'm like, oh, this guy's like not serious about it. We're in the back, you know, no one's here. You know, maybe he'll lay one in there for me. But
what about the drummer? You guys is the drummer gonna be out there? I mean, that's social distancing.
Oh, he's way up there. He's
good. He don't even need to
be up there banging that drum.
He don't even need a mask. Hey, you guys,
that'd be weird though.
You guys got time for just a quick quiz?
We got a quiz.
Chad, dude, these things are hard, by the way. Chad, where'd you get them from?
I have a buddy at work that he subscribes to the MLB.com, and since there's no baseball being played, they send him a quiz every day. So he sends me quizzes all the time, and they're super difficult. And this one, it's season awards, and it's a quiz, 10 questions. I haven't answered them, neither has Jake. All four of us are going to do this together. And they're multiple choice, and we'll see how many we get right. We did one the other day. We both got 2 out of 10, and we're like baseball people.
All right, perfect.
Like,
perfect, because that's probably where I'm going to be at.
I told you, listen, for me, they're all guesses. I'm guessing. So
perfect.
It's so I'll give you the question and then the multiple choice. So number one is, which player has won the most MVP awards? Babe Ruth, Stan Musial, Barry Bonds, or Mickey Mantle? I'm going Barry Bonds.
Me too.
Stan Musial.
Okay. Loop?
No, Bond. I'm gonna stay with Bonds. That's my first gut right there.
Okay, so we'll go with Barry Bonds is correct.
7, right?
I think he has more than that. Actually, I think he has 8.
8.
He did it like in a row too, or something. It was stupid.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Bonds to That's all. It doesn't say the amount. That's kind of stupid. Why wouldn't you not tell us what?
Hey, just do the question. Stop hating on them.
Sorry. Who was the last player to win back-to-back MVP awards? Mike Trout, Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds. Chad, you go ahead and start.
I'll say Pujols.
Pujols?
Yeah, Pujols. That was, yeah.
It's either him or Cabrera.
I think I'm going.
No,
Cabrera.
I don't think Cabrera did it.
I think Cabrera. I'm saying Miguel Cabrera.
Pujols.
Pujols. Let's go Pujols here. Cabrera.
Damn it!
What?
I knew.
What year?
He had
12
that
and 13.
season,
2012 and 2013.
Damn it!
Pujols won 3 though. I know I thought Trout was. He kind of threw me off.
No.
Trout in there too, but I don't think he went
Trout's
back.
Never been back to back.
Number 3. Which pitcher has won the most Cy Young awards? Randy Johnson, Greg Maddux, Sandy Koufax, Roger Clemens. Marcus, you want to start it?
Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens. Loop.
What was the second one?
Maddux. Randy Johnson, Greg Maddux, Koufax, and Clemens.
Maddux.
Maddux. Chad.
Koufax.
I'm going to go Clemens also. So let's Clemens here. Roger Clemens. Two
I
more.
can't believe Nolan Ryan wasn't in that category with
More complete games. He's like a complete game pitcher. Nolan.
Yeah, and no
Roger
hitters.
got like all that innings pitched in a year, all that stuff. He's got all of them.
Number 4. Randy Johnson became the second pitcher to win 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards from 1999 to 2002. Who was the first pitcher to do so? Sandy Koufax. 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row.
Koufax, Maddox, Clemens, Pedro Martinez.
Ooh.
Loop, you want to start this one?
Koufax, Maddox,
Clemens, and Martinez.
I'll go Martinez.
Pedro, Chatty?
I'm
going to go Koufax.
Koufax, Mark.
Yeah. I think it's Pedro.
I'm going Pedro as well. Oh, it's Greg Maddox. 92 to 95.
Wow.
I'm not keeping
these are hard.
Either way.
Joking. These are freaking hard, man.
Yeah.
This is just for fun. I forgot to even write down who got what right.
I'm winning.
Good.
So
You're
one.
Number 5. In 1975, Red Sox outfielder Fred Lynn became the first player to win Rookie of the Year and the MVP award in the same season. Who was the only player to do it since? Ichiro Suzuki, Joe Mauer, Mike Trout, Cody Bellinger. I think I know this one. Chad, you want to start it?
I'm going to go Ichiro.
Marcus.
Ichiro.
Loop?
Ichiro.
Yeah, I'm going Ichiro.
Yeah.
It's Ichiro, yep.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah.
He went off.
He was so good for so long.
He almost had the hits record. He almost broke the hits record in his rookie season.
Was it his first year?
No, he broke it eventually, but
yeah, right. I remember that.
Not the first year, but he was like the first rookie to ever go over 200 plus hits or something.
Hey, and he had a cannon.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had an absolute hose.
That's one of my favorite MLB commercials on where he's throwing a bullpen from center field. And the two coaches are standing like Major League right next to the catcher.
I don't remember that. I'll have to go look that up.
Yeah.
Number 6. Who was the last player to win back-to-back Cy Young Awards in the American League? Jesus. David Price, Justin Verlander, Clemens, Pedro Martinez. Back-to-back Cy Youngs in the American League. I'm going to say Roger Clemens.
What were the first two? Sorry.
David Price, Justin Verlander, Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez. It was one of I think it's Clemens or Martinez. I'll go Clemens.
I think it's got to be Pedro.
Pedro.
I don't think Verlander. Yeah, I got Pedro.
I'll go Clemens.
I'll go Verlander.
Chad, I think you might have. Let's go. Let's see. Clemens is wrong. Pedro Martinez.
Oh, man.
99 and 2000. Dude, Marcus is on. I think he's got. Chad, are you still winning, Chad?
Yeah, I'm winning.
You're winning? All right.
Yeah, on his bet. He's got the tally marks.
Number 7. How many active players have won multiple MVP awards? Active players. 1, 3, 5, 8.
Oof.
I mean that I'm
going
Active what?
5.
MVPs?
how many active players?
Multiple MVPs.
3.
Multiple.
You got Verlander, you got Trout, you got
Pujols.
Pujols is active. That's 3 right there.
Yeah, he had 3.
I got to go 5. I just think 8 is too many.
I'm going to go 3. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, Chad, now it's multiple.
I know.
Those pitchers didn't win multiple MVPs, though. I think the only pitcher I think it was Kershaw.
I'm still going to go 5 just because I said 5.
5? You're saying 3, Loop?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
it is 3.
I'm going 3 also. It's 3.
Fuck.
Trout,
Does it name 'em?
Pujols, and Miguel Cabrera.
That's what I was going to. Had to be Cabrera.
Yeah, those 3. Number 8. Who was the last pitcher to win an MVP award? Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez.
Kershaw.
I think it's Kershaw.
Mm-hmm.
Did
He
Kershaw?
did it like 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago or something?
I think it was a little longer than that. Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
He did it right
on the
after
bandwagon.
Verlander.
Did Verlander win one recently?
Yeah, I think the year before Verlander won, and then Kershaw won it the next year.
Really?
But that's my guess. You guys do what you want.
Nah, Kershaw. I'll take Kershaw.
We're going all 4 Kershaws?
Yeah.
That's right. Kershaw, 2014. 1.77 ERA, 21-3.
That's doing it.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I wish they'd list the innings pitched. You guy's a workhorse, man. Number 9. Who was the last relief pitcher to win a Cy Young Award? Mariano Rivera, Francisco Rodriguez, Eric Gagne, Dennis Eckersley.
I'm going Rodriguez because
Cy Young.
Yeah.
Eck.
I'm thinking Eck, but that Gagne throws me off. I could have swore he won one. I could be wrong though.
I'll go Gagne.
You're gonna go Gagne? I'm gonna go Eckersley. Because I know Eckersley won it.
Yeah, Eckersley. I know he has one.
Oh, it's wrong. It's Gagne.
Really?
Gagne, 120.
Am I back in there?
50.
You're back in the game.
I'm back in there,
You're back in the game.
120.
1,250,000 to 1,249,000.
55 saves in 2003.
Yeah.
And it ended Randy Johnson's run of 4 consecutive. So, all right, last number 10. Which position player has won the most Gold Gloves? Willie Mays, Ozzie Smith, Ivan Rodriguez, Brooks Robinson.
I'm going to go Pudge.
That's just a weird outlier. I got to say Pudge.
So for me, Brooks Robinson, I'm going Brooks.
I mean, Willie Mays had Ozzie Smith. I mean, they're all.
Yeah, that's tough. I just
don't remember Pudge losing one almost his whole career.
I just remember everybody talking about Brooks Robinson's defense. Like every time you hear Brooks Robinson's name, it's about his defense.
Plus, I saw Pudge
17 years, huh?
So I'm gonna go Brooks. Chad, you're going Pudge. Loop.
Ozzie
Smith. Marcus, where are we going?
I'm gonna go Pudge.
Pudge.
Yeah. I think
Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson.
He played forever, dude. He played
23 seasons.
23.
He had like 16 gold
16 gold gloves.
Oh, 16.
Yeah.
And 3 more than any other position player. It doesn't tell you what Ozzie or the other guys had. So
less than 13.
We got 5 out of 10, boys. But I think
not me. I got 10 out of 10.
Yeah, did you? Did you win?
No, that last question actually, I lost. I got 4th place. So.
Did you? I should have kept tally. I'm sorry. I ruined the whole game. I hope to see you guys playing soon. Hopefully, it works out for everybody. Everybody gets what they need out of the deal. I know everybody's missing some baseball and just live sports in general.
Well,
but
here's some good news. I just got a text message from a decent source that says these timelines are looking pretty accurate. We should be able to get together that first week of June, and the season looks like we'll start July 1st.
That's awesome.
That's one of the most credible source I got. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but pretty good.
That's cool. That's cool.
But it's just because I don't know what they want. But it's just, okay. I think that's huge.
We already know who it is. Huge. It's Ted Williams, so it's cool.
Love it.
Yeah,
I think it's huge, and I think, getting us out on the field. Luke, here's a question for you. What are we going to do in June? Like, are we getting spring training? Like, are we getting spring training money? We getting like that's
because our pay runs out May 27th?
24th.
Dude, they gotta do spring training stipend. I mean, it's right.
That's right.
And we're all gonna be in our home ballparks too, right?
Not everybody. Sorry. I also talked to your catcher and one of your hitting coaches today, Sandy Leon.
Claw Dog, baby. How do you like Claw Dog?
So he was with the Red Sox forever.
Yeah.
And Plawecki, that's my guy.
Yeah, Plawecki.
I love that guy. But I talked to one of your catchers, Sandy Leon.
Oh yeah.
And that's my guy. I played with him in Venezuela. That's how I met him. That's literally not catching wise. He got me to the big leagues. Like he opened my mind at 27, pitching in Venezuela. Crazy. But anyways, they were saying that you guys might not be in Cleveland. That you have other like there's like 2 other facilities that if Cleveland, if they don't want to use, like Lakeland and somewhere else is right there that are all available is what they're saying.
I'll go play in Chad's backyard. I don't care, dude.
Right?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
That'd be sweet 4th of July too. That's
hey, that's a big, if we can get that going and have it for 4th of July, man, that would be huge.
You'd have
the country, for everybody.
Stands, but they'd certainly be watching. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I'd like to see what the views are on these Korean games. I'd like to see what kind of ratings they're getting. I know I'm watching them.
Yeah, I have been too.
I watched a couple, but
I didn't think I'd be able to stay up and watch them, but I've hung in for a couple of them. They've not been too bad.
It's just good. I mean, I know I got a decent clue of who the imports are on almost all the teams. I played with a lot of these guys all over the place. So it's kind of nice to watch them play and see how the game is over there.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty interesting to see it. So you're coming home Thursday. Safe travels to you and your family. And Luke, same thing, man. I hope just health for both of you guys. And hopefully we're playing baseball in July. That'd be sweet. We'll be watching both you guys represent the Valley and excited to see Loop have another great year and Marcus, you as well. And man, this was fun, dude. I appreciate you guys doing this.
No problem.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you guys for having us.
Roth, anything, bud?
thank you, dude. It's a lot of fun. This was fun just to shoot the shit.
Yeah, no, it was good time, man. And I appreciate you guys' support. I know you guys listen, and you're both on the show, the HIT.OR.DIE show, baseball team. Created.
Yeah, Loop. I got a video. I haven't got a video of Marcus yet, but I'll get one. I'm actually pissed off that the show didn't give you your beard, Loop. But Marcus is dead on.
Yeah, Marcus is really good.
Marcus is dead on.
Glasses and everything is money.
Yes.
The only thing I don't like it has me wearing a chain. I've never worn a chain in 31 years. But other than that, it's all part of it. They did pretty good. They did pretty good. I didn't even know until 2 months ago I finally bought the game. Bored at home.
Bro, that game makes me so mad. It gets me going. So I can't play it like that much, or I'll start throwing stuff, dude. I can't.
Well, that's why I soup up everybody's stats. So
love it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Everybody's legit on my team, no matter what.
We're trying to win, bro.
I love that.
I'm 162-0. That's all I care about. That's the number I'm going for.
Love that. Yes. What year are you in? I just heard one of my buddies told me he's in 2023.
No, I just created all the I actually created colleges for the teams.
Oh, okay.
So like all the other teams besides our HIT.OR.DIE team are colleges. So yeah, the Diamondbacks or the Arizona Wildcats, like the uniforms, it's pretty cool. I'll send you a link to the YouTube. I made a YouTube. I'll send the game that you're in. Actually, you pitched, Marcus, and you can watch it. But yeah, I'm just in game 12 right now, 12-0.
Dude, let's play. Let's play. We'll record it and show everybody.
Hell yeah,
man! Down. Go.
Yeah, no. Again, guys, you guys are you're awesome, man. I appreciate you doing this and helping out the show. And you guys have been available for us and really supportive, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, man, best luck.
Let's see if we can meet up before. Hopefully, we head off the season early June.
Absolutely.
So I'll be home on Thursday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we could do something.
Hey, and Loop, I'm whenever you got a broken piece you need to get rid of, let me know. I'll give you an address. I'll take a shredded bat to put on my wall.
All right, I got you.
I'll take a custom bat to put on my.
Dude,
put in your hands.
No, dude, no.
Not with my name. I'll take.
I said I'd get you one. I haven't, dude. The Corona hit can't. Essentials only.
That's just an excuse.
You guys, be safe out there, man, and go get it done. And we'll take you up on that, Marcus. You hit us up when you get back into town, and same with you, Loop. Whenever you're here, bro, we're down.
Let's do it.
All right, guys.
You guys have a good one.
You too. That's episode 58 of the HIT.OR.DIE podcast.
HIT.OR.DIE.
Later, boys.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.